It's a big city, with plenty to do, see, hear and here's a sampling of cultural highlights this weekend and over the week ahead. Alternative gifts, plus speakers and workshops, will be part of the Bust Holiday Craftacular. Above, a moment from last year's London Craftacular. CreditGarry MaclennanBust MagazineSPARE TIMESThe feminist bi-monthly magazine Bust has been around since 1993, emerging from a culture embracing riot, grrrl bands and, to a lesser extent, Pratt's seminal girl-centric teenage publication Sassy. Part of Bust's tradition, besides its downtown cultural sensibility, DIY ethos and enlightened political consciousness, is the Craftacular, a riot of indie shopping, as Bust puts it, and progressive attitude. Begun 12 years ago as a holiday event in Brooklyn, the Craftacular has expanded to other seasons, and to cities like London, Boston and Los Angeles. This year's New York holiday installment, from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday at the Brooklyn Expo Center in Greenpoint, features about 150 vendors selling a variety of gifts, many homemade. A new companion event also at the center is the Bust School of Creative Living, offering guest speakers like the New York Times columnist Lindy West and the actress-writer Amber Tamblyn, from female-centric bands and educational workshops in areas like wellness, crafting and herbalism. The vendor area is free. A $40 day pass allows admission to all talks, performances and workshops. Guests will find high spirits, interesting ideas and probably the perfect gift for their favorite feminist. Andy Webster. For more information, check the event website. The countertenor Anthony Roth Constanzo and members of the International Contemporary Ensemble in a 2016 version of Suzanne Farron's La Dolce Morte, credit Julieta Cervantes for the New York Times classical music. Suzanne Farron's monodrama, based on love poems written by Michelangelo for a young Roman nobleman, returns to the Met at 7 p.m. on Friday and Saturday, and 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. on Sunday after its powerful premiere performances last year. Eric Juranes is now the countertenor in a production created by the director Doug Fitch, with accompaniment provided by the International Contemporary Ensemble. David Allen. See a list of mini-reviews for more current productions. Perfume Genius has 4 coming New York engagements. See listing below. Credit Caitlin O'Hara. For the New York Times, pop rock manians spend their careers building up to an album like No Shape, the one that the singer-writer Perfume Genius, known offstage as Mike Hadre, has released in May. It's a revelatory work, developing Mr. Hadre's experiences of love and loss into a virtuosic cycle of himself, at turns bold, slip away, elegiac, wreath, and why, die for you, and quite often all three at once. The album's intimate scale has translated well to large rooms this year, but these performances at a pair of smaller venues, the first 2 dates, at 9 p.m. on Sunday and Monday, are sold out. The Williamsburg dates are at 9 p.m. on Tuesday and Wednesday are likely to be particularly powerful. Simon Vosiclevinson, Adria Bocelli, Lil Pump, Yola Tengo and more pop and rock concerts. Alex Song, Left, and Don Lee and Asian AF. See listing below. Creditor and sang Eureka Medai. This variety show, originally created by the actor Will Choi at UCB's Los Angeles outpost, eventually made its way to the East Coast with great fanfare and fans. Tickets to the show, which features Asian American improv, sketch, stand-up and AL performers, regularly sell out. Aparna Nancherla is slated for this installment, at 10:30 p.m. on Tuesday, along with Fumi Abe, Jordan Mendoza and improv from a handful of UCB regulars. Kasha Pulati. Who else is making New Yorkers laugh this week? Sid Charisse and Kirk Douglas in 2 Weeks in Another Town, 1962. See listing below. Credit Everett Collection. Film series Italy became a hot spot for Hollywood filmmakers after World War II. Through December 21st, Film Forum is surveying the results, along with the work of some Italian directors. Gone American. Sergio Leone's Once Upon a Time in America, screening deck. 21 Making Us Abroad as dramatized in Vincent Minnelli's 2 Weeks in Another Town, Friday and deck. 19, a 1962 spiritual sequel to The Bad and the Beautiful, in which an aging star Kirk Douglas is lured to Italy by a longtime collaborator Edward G. Robinson. Other highlights include Billy Wilder's poignant Avanti, Friday and deck. 21 Martin Scorsese's Gangs of New York, Friday, and even Wes Anderson's The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou, deck. 15 Ben Koenigsberg. Want more? See a guide to film series and screenings in New York. One of the self-portraits by Bartolome Esteban Amarillo at the Frick. See listing below. Credit Michael Bodycomb. The Frickert Museum's 12 flawlessly executed selfies on display through Feb. 4 by Bartolomé Esteban and Murillo, a leading painter of the Spanish Golden Age, are united for the first time in centuries in this revealing, somewhat melancholy exhibition on mastery and aging. Around 1650, the 30-something Murillo painted himself as an ambitious young painter with pursed lips and arched eyebrows, staring out incongruously from a block of ancient marble. He was already imagining himself as a man for the ages, but success seems to have worn down Murillo in the later self-portrait above, from about 1670. His hair is thinner, he has developed a double chin, and he extends his hand as if desperate to connect to us. Jason Farago read the original review. See a selection of mini-reviews of current exhibitions. Schoolgirls or The African Mean Girls play has been extended for a second time through Dec. 31. Credits are a grrrl, which the New York Times Theater and Jocelyn Bio's comedy about beauty, difference and malice. The pupils at a guy and girl school compete for their shot at beauty pageant fame. In his review for the New York Times, Jesse Green wrote, "The nasty teen comedy genre emerges wondery, refreshed and even deepened by its immersion in a world it never considered." Under the Tony winner Rebecca Teichmann's direction, Zainab Jah and Myra Lucretia Taylor star in this MCC production, now extended for a second time through Dec. 31. Alexis Salauskarade the review. Our guide to plays and ALS coming to New York stages, and a few last chance picks of shows that are about to close. Pilar Garcia's Tom T in The Black Glove, see listing at right. Credit Moyer Williams for children. It certainly doesn't like a holiday title. But then, you wouldn't expect August Strindberg to create anything called The Red Mitten. Yes, this dour Swedish master wrote a Christmas play, and, even more surprisingly, it's for children. Presented through Dec. 16 by August Strindberg Repertory Theater, in a new verse translation by Anna Charlotte Haynes Harvey. The production centers on the lost object of the title, which seems to confer the season's spirit on anyone who finds it. Its original owner, however, has none of that warmth. A mean-spirited, wealthy young mother, she thinks that her maid has stolen her ring, which is actually inside the missing glove. A Tom T. Pilar Garcia, similar to an elf, conspires with the Christmas angel to teach the woman a lesson. Points are scored, but this being a holiday entertainment, she ends up more like Scrooge than like Miss Julie. Laurel Greber. Find more events for children and families. Vijay Iyer will appear at the New Blue Jazz Festival. See listing below. Credit Jacka Michaels for the New York Times. Jazz New Blue 151 is a dimly lit dance club that presents the odd jazz star every now and again. This week is the start of its 8th annual jazz festival at 8 p.m. through December 17th, which features a long list of heavyweights. On Saturday, Vijay Iyer plays with his trio, and the veteran trumpeter Eddie Henderson performs with a quartet. On Sunday, Theo Croker, a rising trumpet talent, shares the bill with the collective in Ovnawa. Thursday's show might be the highlight. It features the young vibraphonist Joel Ross, the drummer Nate Smith's band, Kinfolk, and the trumpeter Stephen Bernstein's group Sex Mob. Giovanni Rossanello. Find more jazz shows for the coming week. A scene from Tesseract. See listing below. Credit Mike Bello. Dance in the early 70s. The video artist Charles Atlas began working with the choreographer Merce Cunningham. One project was called A Video Event. Now Mr. Atlas teams with two former Cunningham dancers, Rashawn Mitchell and Silas Rayner, on another video event, Tesseract. The program at 7:30 p.m. Wednesday through Friday, and at 2 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. on December 16th begins with a 3D dance film, followed by a live performance that's filmed, then manipulated by Mr. Atlas, and projected in front of the dancers, creating layers nodding to history. Brian Schaefer. See what's happening around the city's dance scene. What to cook this weekend and what to read this week.